next training? If not specific, it's okay. You can always email me, but if you don't have anything off the top of your head, Virginia, just do your best to follow along today, okay? It'll all make sense in about 2 years.
I agree.
Hey, Manny,
Gotta give you
one thing
some
only.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you always ask Ram. He's got all the answers.
Okay. You will.
He knows it all. So, guys, why don't we get started and the stragglers just can have, I don't want to take too long. So as you can tell, today's topic is short stick, okay? And I love this tool for so many reasons. One is it's easy to find stuff this shape. You know, maybe I should mute everybody so we don't have any crosstalk. Hold on for a second here. After all this time, you think I figured this stuff out. Hold on. Why can I not mute everybody? Oh, great. Now I've lost the ability to mute everybody. All right, guys, hopefully I figure it out down the road. It says participants. I can't mute now. Ugh. I think somebody at Zoom is messing with people. I think they changed this stuff all. Anyway, hang tight with me. I'll figure it out later. So, short stick. I love this thing. This week we're going to study this, and next week we're going to do the long stick, okay? And we have a great example in a student, Ram. He's been playing with it quite a bit. For how long now, Ram? Like a month? 2 months?
2 months, about 2 months. Yeah, 2.5 months, I would say.
Yeah, he's been
2.5
playing.
months.
And you should see what he's accomplished in just 2 months. It's like, it's spectacular. It's better than I can do. It's just, it's spectacular.
No, man.
But we're going to study the short stick this week. And I'll explain you the kind of layers about this. But for now, I'll kind of give you a general overview and we'll go into a little bit more specifics on Wednesday. Okay, so to begin with, let's use it for some of our breathing. So you can sit down for a second. You can just sit down and yeah, sit down comfortably, I guess, and just hold the stick, not like locked out, just kind of in front of you, right? I think, let me step back a little bit, make sure, yeah, there you go. So you kind of hold it out in front of you, right? And at the beginning, what I want you to do is be comfortable, especially in the shoulders, right? Relax your shoulders and just kind of, the stick kind of hovers here. You're not, it's not, there's no tension in the arms. Your arms are relaxed, elbows are soft, shoulders are soft. And what I want you to do is breathe and see how, I don't know if it's visible on my screen, but as I breathe in, you see how the stick moves a tiny bit, and as I breathe out, it moves a tiny bit. So it's kind of in sync with the rise. As I breathe in, the stick goes up a tiny bit, like maybe like an inch, and as I breathe out, it goes down an inch. And I'm not trying to make it go up and down. I'm strictly, as I breathe in and my lungs fill up, it moves the stick a little bit, and as I breathe out, it drops it a little bit. So it's an inhale and an exhale. Okay, so you're just trying to connect as you fill up, the stick's moving a little bit, and as you breathe out, you feel it going down just a tiny bit, okay? This is a good way of checking if you're connected with your breathing. If you really just focus on the stick, you'll see it rising. Awesome. Just put it down, maybe relax your shoulders in case you start to feel some tension. Now, the next one you're going to do is the similar, but the idea is to not move the stick. So just watch me for a second. As I'm holding the stick, I'm watching it. I'm keeping it at like my eye level. I'm watching it. And as I breathe in, I want to make sure that that stick stays as still as I possibly can make it. But I'm still moving here. Like obviously my lungs are filling up, but I'm not moving the stick. So I'm trying to control that I only move this, not this at all. Okay? Try it. Let me just watch you guys as you're doing this. So hold it comfortably in front of you. Relax your shoulders. That's it. Yeah. you can see how hard it is to hold it still. Like it, even though you're only trying to restrict the movement that was only an inch up and an inch down, not even, but still the challenge of holding it still is so critical. Awesome, guys. Very good. Just put the sticks down in your lap again. Relax your shoulders. If you can for me, guys, I don't know why. Just mute yourself on your end, please. I've lost the ability for some reason to do it on my end now. So just, yeah, just mute it for me. Yeah, just so we don't get any crosstalk. Okay. So those two things are really interesting to practice. Now, you don't need a stick. You could do it with your finger. You could do it with your fist. Like I could hold my fist up and breathe in and breathe out, and it moves, right? And then hold my fist still and breathe and not move it. So the stick is irrelevant. What I love about the stick, though, is that it's a barometer of tension. Like I can feel it moving. I can see it moving a little bit more than something else, okay? So kind of practice this during the week, this simple breathing where I'm trying to accept the movement that my lungs make. And the other one is I'm not accepting it and I'm trying not to move the stick, right? So I'm breathing and there is a movement in my body. I don't know if you can't see it, but there is movement in my body, but I'm not moving the stick and I'm trying to hold it as still as I possibly can, okay? The next one, stay again, seated position, put the stick on your knees. So now inhale, bring it up, just over your head, exhale, put it down. And try to match it perfectly. So as I inhale, when I get to here, there should be no more room to breathe in. And when I get to my knees, there should be no more exhale. It should be like the last breath should be left. So don't rush because you can inhale for a long time. Try make it as slow as you possibly can. Really, at the top, you're completely full. And at the bottom, you're completely empty. This is hard, guys. It's really hard because we usually leave a little bit of extra room. Try to find, really, when you think you can't take more, I bet you can. And when you think you don't have more, I bet you can. Make sure it's completely empty or completely full. Nice, Eric. That looks good. Nice and slow. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. The stick is like where your lungs are. It's like your lungs, it represents the level of fullness or empty of your lungs, just by looking at that stick. If you need, close your eyes. If you want to just feel it more than look at it, it's also fine. Nice, Royal. That's nice. Royal, just keep an eye on your shoulders, okay? That's it, because they're strong and they'll always want to take over. Just really keep them quiet. Excellent, guys. Very good. Really, I was glad you have got it. Now, stay with me if you can here. This is a conscious act right now. I'm asking you to look at the stick and breathe in. It's full here. It's breathe here. It's empty. Now, forget about it. I want you to focus on your chest, but the stick's still going to go up. So I'm not thinking of the stick. It's subconscious. It's going up, but I'm thinking about here, and then it goes down. I'm thinking about here. I'm trying to even forget about the stick. I'm just seeing if the stick can follow the advice or the command from my lungs. It's a small nuance, guys, but in other words, you're telling your arms and the stick to obey and follow the command. It's subconscious. It's like you try and change your subconscious act. Believe me, when people try to change their diet, when they're trying to get rid of addictions, this is what they're trying to do. You put your focus on your lungs and your chest and allow the stick to come up. You don't even think about it. Just focus on your chest and the arm and stick will follow. Excellent, guys. Really good. So how does that feel? Do you have any questions about what I just said or what you felt? If you unmute yourself if you want to talk to me, guys. I just want to give you the opportunity if you feel something. That last part, the last part I told you with the somebody have questions? Sorry. Thought I heard somebody. No? Okay. So try to think, you ever have those people in your life where you always have to tell them what to do, right? But then you're really quite powerful person if people, you don't say anything and people just follow. If people feel just because they feel like, okay, you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, we can see it, right? A funny example, my sister got a new dog, and it's been it's still a puppy. It's less than 3 months old now, or maybe 4 months. Yeah, so it's still a puppy. And I've only seen it 3-4 times, this dog. Okay, I come over whenever I visit. We don't visit much anymore. I go over there. That dog does not mess around with me. It knows, it follows me, and it understands that I know what I'm doing. Where he bosses my sister around, he bosses my nephews around, he barks, he bites them. He never bites me. He never barks at me. He follows me everywhere I go. He knows. And it's subconscious. The animal can feel, don't mess around, because I have a dog. I know what dogs are about. So he knows, like, it's the way you carry yourself. So I don't focus on lifting the stick. I tell my lungs and everything else obeys. That's it. And everything else follows suit. I don't have to think about it. My body is in sync with what I feel here, sets off everything in motion. Okay. It's quite deep stuff, but at least I shared it with you. And maybe if you watch it again, you can kind of reflect on it in your day. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. So that's the breathing part. That's the breathing part you're going to practice for this week. Remember that. The stillness of your body when you're trying to be still and accepting the little movement, trying to be still, and also moving with breathing with the stick. Okay. Now stand up. Let's go. Let me just fix the camera here. There we go. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So now, so you're going to take the stick and really slowly, very slowly, you're going to start to kind of rub your arm. But I'm talking with the lightest pressure. We're not, like if you're from the old days school, the way you put a needle on a record, right? Don't scratch it. It's not one of those concerts. Just lightly touch your skin. So you can feel it. You can feel it touching you, but it's very little pressure. So this is wonderful for increasing the sensitivity of your body. So to any touch. So the stick starts to go all over your body, even through your clothing. It's better without a shirt, but that's for the summer edition. And Aram's going to take his shirt off, and he's going to show us all those examples. I know you can't wait, Aram. I know you're watching. You're saying, I can't wait. So you're really all over your body, even your legs, like even down to your legs. But it's not a massage. It's very light on the skin, very light. Try not to miss any spots in your back, even your bum, your legs, down to your calves. Even if you're not wearing shoes, even your feet, like underneath your feet, all over, right? Yeah, beard, head, anywhere where there's skin. Try it with your eyes closed. See if you notice any difference. Okay, good enough. Very good, guys. So a really quick point of reference so you can see where I'm going with this, okay? So there was a student, a longtime student that's trained here that is a very, very high level physiotherapist. And so much so, he went for a course 3 years ago to Wales or somewhere, Wales or Scotland over there. And it was a 2-week course put on by that government. He got able to take it, where I think it was 30 students. Each one of them got a body, a dead body, so recently passed away, literally donated their body to science, ziplocked the dead bag, unlocked it, and their mission was to tissue by tissue take apart this person that just died and to tell their class what job and what type of person they were by their tissues alone. Tissue by tissue. When I'm talking tissue, Kleenex. Think of Kleenex tissues, okay? Literally skin, fascia, fat, so one by one, okay? So if you donate your body, be prepared. The tissue by tissue, they're gonna uncover you. And your body tissue is gonna tell somebody who you were, okay? Who you were. So when you're touching your skin, it's a tissue. So when you touch it very lightly. So that's the level of almost the hairs. Now, some people hairier than others, and you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's almost the level of the hair. Now, what I want you to do is put a little bit more pressure, and you're getting to the level of like the skin or maybe fascia. So this is going to feel a little bit harder. Now, it's not deep yet. It's like maybe, I don't know, 20 out of 20%. So you're rubbing, and you definitely can feel it, okay? You definitely can feel that you're going much deeper than just the skin level. So you're not into muscles, you're into like skin and fat. Muscles is
Question.
deeper. Yes?
What's fascia?
Okay, very good question. Sorry, I should explain. So first of all you're listening, everything in the medical world that was done proper was done by the Greeks. So just so we clarify that, okay, we did all that. I'm just joking. You're like, so fascia, you want to think of fascia like saran wrap. You know what saran wrap looks like? Because so it's a layer of tissue that is above the muscle. It's kind of got fat and connective tissue, and it really binds the body together. But it holds, so it's just under the skin, above the muscle, okay? And it represents, most people will tell you, it represents 60 to 70% of the tension in a person's body. So when people say they're tense, they go for a massage, but that only represents 40%. The real problems is in the fascia. So when massage therapists, when you hear deep tissue, that's the good stuff. I like deep tissue, okay? All right, guys, keep rubbing, rub away. Yeah, really get into the fascia, get past the skin, and you're not deep enough that it hurts the muscles, but all over. Like really get into those spots, right? Really, 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 as far as you can, like really get into there. Yeah. Low back, thighs, inner thigh, outer thigh. You can go even a little harder, Virginia. Don't you worry. A little bit harder is good. Guys, if you're doing this right, the body really starts to heat up. Like you feel like you're getting warmed up. You actually feel like, oh, okay, like I feel like you start to warm up naturally because it is friction. There is some friction happening. So the body should warm up like when you rub your hands together, you know, there's friction. You know, we're not going too deep, but there's definitely friction. Awesome. Really good. Okay. Now, the next step is deeper. So now we're definitely getting into the muscle. So there's two ways of doing this, okay? You can do it, try it standing up. So grab the stick now, right? Put it in your stomach, right? So really pull in so you actually feel it and start to kind of like, I don't know, you can see mine because I've got a little bit extra stomach these days, but it's almost like, yeah, don't be subconscious, right? Like allow the stick to kind of move the fat what's it called? Like a pizza dough. Really get in, like really get in there. Yeah. And you should feel the stomach, like the muscles squishing, right? Really want to feel that, right? So now you're starting to push into the layer of tissue that's in the muscles. So you're trying to get to the muscles. The same for the guys in the chest, not so much for the ladies, but you're really scraping into the muscles, right? Yeah. Even like here, like on my ribs where there's not as much, I'm really trying to scrape like the small muscles in the rib. It is a little painful. This part will get painful, right? Like for me, I have some tension in my neck. So I'll probably kind of really get into those muscles, you know, like I'm really digging in. Yeah. Depending on where you have some tension. Something like this is usually a little bit easier with a partner. It's tougher to do it on yourself, but it's not impossible. I do it all the time. It just takes a little practice, like wherever you feel you have tension. Like if you can see my neck right here, that muscle there, right? I'm pushing into it. So it affects my voice a little bit. So it is definitely a little bit painful, but afterwards, the body feels really good. It feels like it's like you've ironed out your muscles, like a shirt with wrinkles. And you're really ironing out you're smoothing out those spots. Yeah, guys, watch me. This is a good one because lots of people have like low back pain, right? So I'll give you the side move. I'm taking my stick and I'm putting it just under my bum. I'm bending forward, and now I've got my hand, and I'm really like grating into the hamstring. Georgia, go hard. I mean, Virginia, go harder, right? Yeah, push like you're grating Parmesan. And now if you feel little bubbles, like you feel like you have I don't know, what do you call it? Like little peas or something, you don't feel it soon. That's tension. That's where you got to keep going. Like, you know, really work the back of your leg. And then when you stand up, watch, your hamstrings will feel different. The back of your legs will feel kind of a little bit more relaxed, right? You can do the same to the front of the thighs too, right? Like really, because the front of the thighs have a lot of tension as well. That's it, Virginia. That's it. Yeah. Push in there just before you're about to scream and then stop. Royal, good job, man. Good job. Jaker, rake in there, man. Get in there. Oh, Jill, that's the way you do it. Guys, think of grating cheese, man. Really like work that thing. The muscle's like hard like that. Even try it with your eyes closed. Remember, keep breathing. Try to get into the layer of the muscle. So skin, fascia, which is fat connective tissue, and then muscles. Awesome, guys. Very good. So stay still, stay nice and straight just for a second, and just see how you feel. Like if you did this right, you should feel lots of sensitivity of your body, like in the room. You should feel like your body almost like radiating some heat, maybe you might want to call it, like some sort of energy, because you've really, I don't know, you've woken it up, I guess. You've warmed yourself up in a good way, right? So, questions before I move on? Questions. You got to practice that again, maybe tomorrow and maybe later today. Talk to me. Any questions that make sense? Everything? You can do this in front of the TV, guys. It's so easy tomorrow. Like if you're just watching the news, I mean, or whatever you're watching, don't watch the news actually, but something else. But again, just like work, can be done in between almost anything. Okay. And I can tell you the benefits, or you could just try it and tell me the benefits in about, I don't know, a couple of weeks. You'll feel it for sure. Maybe even right away. But remember, the skin, don't ever discount the skin. Light, heavy into the fascia, and then really heavy into the muscles, okay? Sounds good? Okay. The stick as it relates to a fitness tool, okay? So as it relates to something that you can make you strong and flexible, and also something that you've probably never seen. So I'm gonna coin it one day. I'm gonna take one of these sticks and put Systema stick, okay? I've been training with this way before it was popular, okay? Really, it was funny as hell. So I'm gonna show you some of the ways I train with it, okay? I call it push-pull or twist. Those are the two ways. So I'm gonna give you an example. Hold the stick on either end, just like that, okay? Light pressure, just a light pressure, okay? It's light pressure. And I want you to squeeze in, I don't know, maybe at 50%. So you're squeezing in. So when I squeeze the stick, right, I'm pushing this way. And I'm trying to relax and I'm trying to push with all my muscles. Okay, now, maybe I should watch me for a sec, guys. I'm sorry. I'm rushing ahead of this. What you can't see is that right now I made my legs strong. Now I made my stomach strong. Now I make my chest strong. And the last thing I do is push in. Like my strength comes from the legs up, not from the shoulders in. Okay. A lot of people just start pushing like this. Don't push from there. Okay. Think of a hug. How do you hug the person, especially somebody you like? It comes from here first, and then you hug the person. So stay straight. Okay? Put the stick here. Make your legs strong, so flex them. Make your stomach strong, flex it. Make your chest and back strong. And then lastly, put that strength pushing in towards the stick. And just hold it there. And breathe. Maybe 10 seconds. Just breathe. Got it? Now, if you did this right, your shoulders won't be fatigued. Okay? Meaning it's a whole body trying to squish this stick in, right? Believe me, it's a valuable skill. Okay. If you got to pack a suitcase, you know what I mean? You got to squish everything in there. So now think of this, think of it. Here's now the complete opposite. So grab the stick. Grab the stick. Okay. Now instead of pushing in, I'm pulling out. So it's like I want to pull it out. So start to pull out, but before you start to pull out, make your legs tense. Make your stomach tense. Make your chest tense and your back. And then last, you start to pull. And if you can, rip the stick apart. 10 seconds. Good. So if you pay attention, the pushing in incorporates one muscles, the pulling out incorporates a whole other set of muscles. The two are not the same. Okay? Questions, guys? Ask me questions. This is pull and push with the stick, okay? So now what I want you to do is you can change angles. Now try it at a 45-degree. Push in. Now, if you want to push in like this, I don't care. It's your choice. I'm doing it like this. I like it, but anybody. So I'm trying to squish the stick, okay? Remember, start from your feet, start from then your legs, chest, stomach, chest, and push in. Relax your shoulders. You're pushing in. Again, work with your breathing. Now for me, I feel this chest, but this one I don't feel at all. Like you'll start to feel the different angles that you give, the different angles will change everything. Now look at all the angles I'm working with. Like there's a million positions, a million. I don't care whichever you do, but you're squeezing in or you're pulling out for at least 10 seconds. And you're breathing. Do not hold your breath, guys. I know I can't see because it's a little too small for me to notice. But if you hold your breath, you're going to make yourself tense. You're going to agitate yourself. If you keep breathing, you'll find incredible relaxation and power.
I have a question, Manny.
Yes. Who's speaking? Sorry.
Okay.
Who's speaking?
Right. Lauren.
Oh, Lauren, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So when you first showed us how to do this, you said first start with, your legs, and then you move up to your stomach, and then your chest, and then your to the top. Now, when you're finally at the top, are we using all the muscles, or are we just focusing on one muscle at a time?
You're trying to, I want you to train how to incorporate every muscle in your body, right?
Okay.
You really want this, like, think of it, like, think of what a chin up is. It's not just shoulders. Chin up done properly is the whole body working, believe it or not, right? So you're trying to recruit, I mean, you have one body, you have many muscles, but you really do have one body. And the difference is, look at the bodybuilder who's working each individual muscle, right? But then look at the farmer who works with his whole body as one piece. Who's stronger? Without a doubt, the farmer. Maybe one guy looks better aesthetically, but the other guy is much stronger. So if you want pure strength, please practice incorporating the whole body from the feet up, the whole body, right? Like you're really getting strong, not chest, back. You're working every muscle. So remember, there's a push in and then also pull out. So practice both. Any position. Like I'm pulling out right now, right? Any position. And every time I change, it's a completely different feeling. My body feels completely different. Yeah, try to hold at least 10 seconds. I'm moving fast just because I show you some different ideas. But generally, I want you to hold the tension for 10 seconds, at least. It can be more, but it's unnecessary. Pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention to your shoulders. Keep them relaxed. So Virginia, for breathing, I can't see, but for breathing, it's in through the nose and then out through the mouth, okay? Try to think of like a steady pace, like a pump. It's like it didn't stop. It's like a machine constantly working. Don't try to control it. Just let it do what it's doing, the in and out, okay? Awesome, guys. Good. Stop for a second. Hold yourself nice and still. And again, detect if anything changed in your body now. Like after you did this series of stuff, always see how you feel about it, right? Like always try to analyze what feeling came to you. If you got nothing, it's fine. Maybe on some days you don't feel anything. Other days you feel a lot. Okay. Try to sense, you should always check what something did for you. Like if it had a good or a bad, or you're not sure kind of effect. Okay. Great. Now, what I want to show you is the same thing, but with no stopping. So if I'm pulling out, okay, so I'm pulling out, right? Now my arm is in constant, or the stick is in constant motion. So behind the scenes, I'm always pulling out. So as I move, I'm not doing nothing. I'm always pulling out. So there's this effort and I'm moving around. Okay. It didn't matter how, but I'm moving. I could even be walking, but I'm constantly trying to pull this apart as I'm doing something. So my legs are walking, my shoulders and arms are moving, and I'm constantly pulling out. Go, 1 full minute. Let's go. Everybody do it. Be creative, guys. Be creative. Yeah, move around, go to the ground, stand up, go on one leg. Remember, think of the pressure. You're always pulling the stick apart. You're trying to break it in half if you can. Remember, be creative, guys. Squat down, kneel down, lie down, jump, run, whatever room you have, work with it, right? There's only one rule, pull it apart. Twenty seconds. And stop. Stay nice and straight. Again, try key in on anything that changed. You're obviously going to feel a little bit more tired, but pulling and pushing have a different energy. Watch. When I pull, I feel more, I just feel more open for some strange reason. Sometimes if your one arm is more dominant, like you'll feel sometimes that arm maybe was pulling more than the other arm. I try to see, is it equal left and right? I don't know. I have to kind of see. Wrong, try to stay still. Don't move that stick. Try it. Just otherwise, it's subconscious, you go somewhere else. Beautiful. Again, I love asking questions, guys. If you don't know me already, I love asking questions and don't answer it. I'm serious. It's a beautiful way. Reflect on it for the whole day. Just ask yourself questions and reflect and watch. You see how the first answer you gave was the full answer. Then the later answers are the righter ones. You know that, right? I'll explain you different, but your first answer is not the right one. Now pushing. So now I'm pushing into the stick and I'm moving. So now there's like this, a compression of the stick. So the same drill, but pushing in and don't stop. Okay. 1 full minute. Let's go. Push in. Be creative. For those martial artists, just think of your elbows. Royal, watch me for a sec. Watch. It's for punches. Okay. Yeah. You see how you feel the whole body now? See how you feel it? And now take the stick out, Royal. Take the stick out and now go. Watch. Look how, yeah. See? That's feels different, right? Good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Eric, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Thomas, excellent. Looks good too. Jaker, don't hit those walls, but it looks good. Awesome, guys. Good. Stay still now and see if you feel anything different from the pushing, from the pulling you did. Now you were pushing in. So see if the body doesn't feel. For me, my body feels like it wants to go a little more forward than before. When I was pulling, I feel like I wanted to go a little bit back. I'm saying when I'm still. Still is still, but for some reason, when I was pushing in, I want to go forward. Now, when I was pulling, I wanted to go back. Awesome, guys. Any questions? How are you feeling? It's okay. Ask me questions if you have, guys. Make
It's
sure you go ahead.
not a question. I just find that I tend to forget about the muscles, the legs. I guess it's
Okay.
just getting used to putting it all together.
So Dorothy, thank you for asking. It's a great question. Listen, nobody starts perfect. Okay, mastery is self-awareness. To me now, it's like I realize I can do many things very well, but lots of things go under my detection, which is no good. Little things like how I feel and breathing. But now that we're stuck at home, everybody, all these things, it's like, our significant others, right? When we don't see them as much, a lot of the stuff they do goes out of our awareness. Now that we see everybody every day, everything is under our awareness. Everything's under our detection, right? And unfortunately, with seeing everything in life, it's good and bad, right? It's like, sometimes I wish I didn't see some things, you know what I mean? So detecting is the most important thing, that you can detect any change in yourself. And now you realize, well, I don't know my body as well as I thought. So now slowly you'll awaken this.
Okay.
And it just takes some time. Just please be patient with yourself. It's not, doesn't come that quick, but it does come without a doubt. Okay. Great. Okay, guys. So let me show you another one I really like, but it's a little more advanced. I don't know how you guys will take to it, but this hand won't push or pull. It's twisting. So this hand is rolling forward. You can't see it, but it's rolling forward. This hand is rolling back. So like a motorcycle, right? So like a towel, ring right. So this hand is going this way and this hand is going that way. Okay. You can't see them. They both look the same, but I've got a twist. And now I'm going to move with that twist. So this hand is going this way. This hand is going that way. So twist the stick and start to move. Now that's completely different, because pushing and pulling is one thing, twisting is another thing. So I'm literally twisting. I'm twisting and I'm moving. And feel how, I don't know, for me, it's like when I twist, I feel I have more movement with the stick. I feel like I can generate totally different movements, right? Yeah. And then you can untwist the other way, like you can go the other way too. The body will feel, Virginia, do you understand this? Does that make sense to you, or I lost you? So one hand is rolling this way, the other hand is rolling that way, but to look at them, they'll be this still. And then start to move that. Yeah. So you have to hold the twist. Don't let it relax as you move. You're always holding that position. Keep going, guys, a little bit more. Make sure you can feel a twist. The two hands are going in opposite. One's rolling forward, one's rolling back. That's it, Lindsay. That's it. Ten seconds, guys. Keep going. Awesome, guys. Very good. Come around. Stay still. See if anything changed inside you, like because you pulled, pushed and pulled. Now you twisted. See if anything feels different. For me, there's more tingling in my forearms for sure. But I don't feel my body wants to go forward. I don't feel my body wants to go backwards. I feel a lot more still. It's like the twisting like locked me like a jar. Just something about putting a jar on and then twisting it, locking it. The twist somehow locked my body. I feel more connected with the rotations. And if you can detect it, I don't know for yourself, but for me, I detect the stillness in the body for me when I do rotating stuff. Awesome, guys. So practice this kind of strength, guys. Really good cross-training stuff that you can't get from maybe other traditional piece of equipment. And it's really easy to find and easy to do. Anything at this length, right? If you're wondering the length, it's roughly the length of your arm, roughly. That's a good indicator. I've always found, like if you see mine, right? So the length of my arm. I always found training with a short stick very symbolic to arm movements. It's the length of your arm, so it really teaches you how to stay away from the distance of a strike or some sort of a punch. Not so much the leg, the leg's longer. That's long stick, that's next week. But this week, much more like the length of your arm, okay? Using the stick now, let's try to practice using it a little bit. So make sure you have a little bit of room. If you got some people around you, make sure you got some room. I want you to hold the stick comfortably in your hand, right? Just like you would a stick, and start to slowly, without fast movements, just start to move the stick around, okay? It doesn't matter where, but it moves around you, okay? And let it be free. Let it be free to move. Yeah, you don't hold it back, right? Let it be free to kind of move. Just don't touch yourself, please. Georgia especially, don't touch your, Virginia, sorry, don't touch yourself. And find the speed that you feel comfortable at, like that you feel that you can control and that is constant. It's not fast, slow, but it's a constant speed around you, right? If you're a martial artist, think of protecting yourself all the way around, like from the back, from the side, from the bottom, from the top, like from all directions. If you're a health person, just think of moving the stick around you and think of nice people. That's it, Virginia. That's it. It's a big sale at Costco. Just grab the nearest thing around you and just let everybody have it. That's it. That's it. There you go. Try to close your eyes, guys. Close your eyes now, Dorothy, and you, not you guys. Everybody else, if you're by yourself, try to close your eyes and just feel the movement. Feel the movement of the stick. You know, remember, you gave it life. The sticks, there's nothing without you. How you feel, if you're relaxed, if you're comfortable, if you're confident, it should come to the stick. So you're giving it life. Give that stick its life. if you haven't already, start to move a little bit with your legs. Start to step a little bit, take a step one way, make a movement. Take a step, like maybe 1 or 2 steps in an area around you. Just nothing crazy, but just move around a little bit. Move the stick. Once in a while, go down on one knee, use the stick. Once in a while, lie down on your back, use the stick. Like, you should be able to move the stick like this from any position. It didn't matter to you. Standing, kneeling, lying down, you feel free to use it because it's yours. You feel comfortable. That's it, Lindsay. Just watch the furniture. It looks good. Awesome, guys. Good enough. So a couple of key points, okay? It's very easy when you're using a stick, it becomes very shoulder, okay? Very shouldery, right? These are usually amateur mistakes. It didn't matter, even if you're a tennis player. You see a tennis player, you see the shoulder hitting, or in baseball, you see the shoulders. Hockey's the same thing. When you have something in your hand, like a hockey stick, a baseball bat, for martial artists, a stick or a knife or a gun, whatever it is, the shoulders want to take over because they're scared. When you're scared, your shoulders come up. So a telltale sign that you're not comfortable with something is shoulders up. So if, like I'm going to be teaching my teenage kids how to drive soon, right? You'll see them. When they grab the steering wheel, it's like this, right? Because they're scared a little bit, even though they say, no, I'm good. It's not until the shoulders come down that you can really control that wheel, okay? So when you're doing this drill, pay attention to your shoulders, right? Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Yeah, much better, Virginia, much better, yeah. Okay, so now, if you feel comfortable with the weapon far away, like meaning at extension, right? So it's far away from you. Just watch me for a sec. Now you start to bring the weapon close to you. So I'll go slow. I bring it really close to me. So I start to move the stick really close. So it's like I'm in a very confined space. It moves, you look, the stick comes to my arm, I absorb it a little bit, I give it back. It comes to this arm, it comes over here, it comes to the top. And I almost use my body like a fulcrum. So I'm not hitting myself, I'm using it like a fulcrum. Okay? So I'm bringing the stick very close to my body now, okay? Really close. Try it, guys. 1 minute, try it. Keep the stick close, right? For those of you with European parents, this is how our parents used to whack us in public. They couldn't advertise you're getting hit. They kept you close and just smacked you a little. Sorry, guys. That was my generation. Maybe not for some of you. Yeah, keep the stick close. That's it, Jill. Even closer, Jill. Get it close to the body. Otherwise, I have to come there and whack you with the stick. And you know I'll do it. That's why you're laughing. I know. Really good, guys. Keep going. It looks great. Don't be self-conscious. Keep it tight to the body. Keep it tight. Awesome. Very good. Good. Stay still. See how you feel now. For myself, just explain how I feel. When I work in tight, I feel very maneuverable. I feel like my body is very adaptive. When I work like this, like, you know, I feel like I have, I feel more understanding. I feel more ready to adapt to a situation. When I work like this, like, you know, big movements, I can kind of feel my ego or my bravado kind of raising up, right? You feel like powerful, but you also feel like you have a lot of stubbornness, maybe. I guess you feel too proud, I guess, maybe. Don't get too lost. Just telling you how I feel. Last thing, guys. Okay, I hope we might go over a little bit of time, but I want to show you this. Okay, the last thing when you work, I'm just going to bring you here. So when you're working with any weapon, doesn't matter if it's a knife or a gun or a stick, you need to be precise and you need to practice precision. Okay, so if you need to be precise, you need to be precise with it. Okay, so. For me, I have a nice cement wall. It doesn't have to be something cement, but something. So I'm picking a spot on this wall. And for I have to get there as quick as I can. So I'll try to show you here. So there's like a spot right here, right? And I want to get to it as fast and as quick as I can. So find something you don't care about or somebody you don't care about. And, and with your stick, go as quickly as you can control, If you can't control, don't go that quick, but try to get to that target, okay? Now, it can be a swing or it can be a poke. I don't care, but you have to be precise. If you're going to use your weapon as a precision tool, you need to know how to use it as a precision. One thing to be wavy, and it's another thing to be precise, okay? Try it. Find something. I don't know, something in your house, a book, some wall that's not that special to you. And that's it, Virginia, that's it. And try see, can you get like within an inch of it? Can you get within 2 inches, right? Because watch me over here for a second. So here's a former student. Doesn't train here anymore, but we just kind of mummified him like this. So I practice on this guy a lot, not because I like hitting, and it's not for, I don't actually hit at all. Mostly I don't usually hit, but I work on precision. So if you want to train with a stick and you need to be precise, like in this case, I need to hit to the throat. I need to know how to get there, exactly precise. If I don't want to touch it, I don't touch it. Okay, you need to know exact precision. I don't know if you can, if that comes across on his neck, right? Watch. Like I am within an inch of that neck. If I don't, well, not there. That's good. There we go. Like if you need to be precise, you need to be precise. You have to practice. If I want to hit the tip of that chin, I hit the tip of the chin. That's it. You have to practice. If you want to hit the nose, if you want to just touch the nose, you have to know how to just touch the nose. So this is practicable. You don't need a dummy like that. You just need to follow a mark or something, like make it. Like in archery, you have a target. Make a target something and try to hit it. Be accurate. Heaven forbid you need to know how to use that stick accurately. You got to make sure you hit the right spot.
Yeah, Manny, how do you
Yes.
work with the back bounce when you just slow the stick down before touching? There's some energy actually coming back to the body.
Very good. This high level stuff, man. So if you're, to me, it's about weight. Okay. So I'm transferring weight. So if I'm a baseball player, I'm transferring my weight. Okay. When you're doing this, you're not transferring your nerves. It's not a nerve thing. I'm not doing nerve work, right? My nerves are relaxed. I need to be accurate, right? I need to be accurate, right? I put my weight forward. I put my weight forward and I measure. You measure, you measure, you measure. Okay. It's a sensitivity thing, guys. You just have to be more sensitive, right? Like I pick a spot, I focus on it and I relax myself and I go, right? And a couple of times you make the mistake and then you get better at it. That's the thing. You get better at this the more you do it. You can think about it. So find like a spot on the wall and you see sometimes you go so fast, but you can't stop it. That's too fast. right? It's like my car can go 200 kilometers an hour, but I know it's uncontrollable at that speed. I need to find the right speed. And then depending on the weather conditions, depending on this, it also affects the effect of that car, right? So when I'm studying my punches, right, it's the same with my punches. I'm punching now and I'm literally stopping millimeters before my phone, right? And I know if I hit it, it's going to come knocking off. So I do a lot of practice, even with your own hand. Look, right? You know, if you don't do it right, it hurts, right? Like, it's just practice, guys. It's just practice. You got to get into the routine of practicing accuracy with your words, with your actions, with everything you do. Punches, and then for sure with a weapon. Whether it's a knife, a gun, or stick, you better be precise with it. Don't be a hack with it, right? Try it, Virginia. Just try it. Especially, yeah. That's it. Pick something like a pillow or something that if you missed, it's okay. Who threw that pillow on the ground? There, your kid? Well, try it on your kid. Put it on your kid's head. Let's see. There you go. That's it. Hello. Awesome, guys. Really good. Okay, good enough. I'm sorry we went through that all as fast. There's just so much material with stick. I've taught entire weekend seminars with just this thing, guys. It's a huge topic, right? My hope is that you go back over the video and you practice it a little bit, okay? The precision piece, I save precision work for when I'm really calm and not at the end. Like, see how we're finished now? I start with precision right away, because if you need to be precise, there is no warm-up time. There's no warm-up time. So for me, I don't know, I wake up in the morning, you know, I'm literally just getting up and there'll be like an apple on the counter, right? I said, oh, let me try this. And I'll throw a punch at it really quick and try not to touch it, right? Don't pick something like a wall. Don't pick something you're gonna break your hand over, right? Pick something nice, right? Something that's more forgiving, a pillow. Just once in a while, go fast and see, can you touch it, right? And just this way, you're always checking that you have control and that you know distance, that you know the relation of something to you. Really important, right? Super important to do this, right? Because if you're going to need to be precise, it's, you know, you won't have a warm-up time. It's not like, that's for sports. For real life, there's no time, right? You feel good? You feel a little more comfortable with the short stick? Feel a little more comfortable with it? So I showed you how to breathe with it, how to exercise with it, and how to kind of see it as a weapon. See how Ram's moving now with the stick? Do it, keep going, Ram, keep going, keep going. Look how he's moving with the stick, see? When you use a stick, don't see it like a martial artist. Play with it more. I tell people, that's the problem with martial artists. They only see the weapon. Before it was a weapon, it was a tool, and you played with it, okay? Play with it, like a musician plays with his guitar. He's not thinking of writing a hit song. He's just playing with his guitar. The hit song will come from that. Okay, but the more you play with it, the better you know it. The better you know it, the better you use it. It's perfect. That's the chain of events. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is in your hand, gun, knife, stick. Please play with it. Play with it, and then be more relaxed, and you'll find the weapon no problem. Okay. Questions, guys? Anything?
All good.
All good. I will post the video probably tonight or tomorrow, and then I will see you guys Wednesday. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful Monday.
Thanks, Emmanuel.
All the best, guys. All the best.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.